I'm gonna cut this part out. I need to stop. Whenever I upload a podcast, I leave in like the banter that we have beforehand. And sometimes I do because I'm like, oh, this is, it's good to like build a rapport, like show the people that we're real people. We're
Mhm.
friends. We talk outside of this, which we really don't. But then I leave it
We have a
in. And then
text going.
sometimes, yeah. And then sometimes it's just like me being like, hey, and you're like, hey, how are you? I'm like, good, how are you? And then we start. And I'm like, I don't need to keep that part in, but I do anyway.
Why not? It adds to it because now they're like, wow,
Wow, they're
they're
boring until they turn on for the podcast.
they're completely fake individuals.
All right, I'm gonna do an intro this time. Welcome. I'm gonna start over. That wasn't good, was it?
Okay, I don't know this, so this isn't a part of the podcast. They're making a new rain flavor.
What are they?
It's
Or
apparently
what is
gonna be,
it?
it's sour gummy worm, and
So we have
I'm
sour
excited for
gummy
it.
bear, but we don't have sour gummy worm.
We don't have sour gummy bear. We have white gummy bear.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and so now they're making sour gummy worm,
I
and
bet it's gonna be fun.
yeah, I'm excited for it because I love sour gummy worms. If it tastes like them and doesn't taste like way too sugary, then I'm down. I'm
Right.
in.
Did I send you that rain competition through 24 Hour Fitness? Or did I just sign up for myself?
No,
They're
you might
doing
have.
a competition or a contest where it's like you sign up and you might win and you get to go to like I think Washington and then do
Okay.
fitness with rain.
Wow. Do you
So
know
if I do
Monster
that,
owns Rain?
yeah, I think I told you that.
Oh, well, I forgot when you told me that, and I saw it yesterday when I was doing research on it.
Maybe I didn't. Why are you doing research on rain?
I was looking up when the new flavor came out.
Oh, when does it come out?
I don't. No one gave me a genuine thing.
I'm gonna leave this part in because I'll eventually we'll get a rain sponsorship.
Yeah, we're not sponsored, anyone.
Not
We're not
yet.
advertising the new flavor. I'm
The
genuinely
thing is,
excited.
though, like, do you think so? Once we get sponsorship, we're taking it, right? Assuming it's not like something abhorrent,
Yeah,
but we're selling out.
yeah.
Like, well, I mean, I
We'll
guess
get
I
right. We'll
will.
say Raid Shadow Legends.
I would, yeah. I bet they pay a ton.
Yeah,
I mean, they won't because I just kind of this conversation is indicating that we don't think that they're actually valuable, but they're so valuable. Not sponsored, but we will
that's why
be.
they were the first people we thought of.
Yes. All right. Well, today on Random Reese in the Morning, episode 12, maybe.
It's a good pick.
We're going to be talking about alternate endings to movies, TV, and I have one book alternate ending, which blows my mind. I don't think either of us have read this. It is
Okay, I was
also a
gonna say.
movie, but
Okay.
it's a pop culture heavy, or a lot of pop culture in the 2000s was about this sort of. So we're going to talk about it briefly.
Dang, I want to be able to guess it, but I can't think of anything.
I'll tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you the ending yet. We're going to end with that one, but it's The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh, dang.
We have
Okay.
two alternate endings for that book, and they're crazy. I don't
They
know
both turn
if
into
it's even
stars.
real. Yes, you got it. Now there's only one that you have to guess. So an alternate ending or alternative ending is an ending of a story that was considered or even written or produced but ultimately discarded in favor of another resolution. Generally, alternative endings are considered to have no bearing on the canonical narrative. That's from Wikipedia.
I was gonna ask.
So I think we have like 28. I added the Fault in Our Stars one. I told
Okay.
Rhys yesterday that I had 27, but I think it might be 28, maybe 29, maybe 400. But
Yeah.
so how you're going to critique this is you're going to say make it canon or shoot it out of a cannon. Those are the two options you have.
Okay.
Are you
I can do
ready?
that. I can do that.
Oh, do
Yeah.
you have a Rhystopher you page for this week?
No. Most videos I'm getting are people talking about how they want the Chiefs to lose the Super Bowl.
Do you
Not
want
the
the
Super
Chiefs to
Bowl.
lose the
They
Super
want to
Bowl?
lose the NFC or AFC championship, whichever one they're in.
Okay, well,
Because they're playing the Ravens and everyone hates the Chiefs because they're good. But
I
then they're
forgot the
also the
Ravens
people.
were a team.
Yeah.
I like
No,
that name.
they also hate it because Taylor Swift is dating Travis
Who
Kelce.
cares
And
though?
yeah, no, everyone's like pissed because she goes to the games and they show it. He's like, Taylor Swift is ruining the Chiefs. No, she's not. She's
First of all,
watching.
of course she's
The
gonna go
Chiefs are just
to at
bad.
least some of the games because she's dating one of the players. Like
Yeah.
that's just showing support. That's something you do in a
Yeah.
relationship. Everyone out there,
Who's
show support
pissed?
to your
You're
partners.
stupid.
And also, of course, they're going to show her because she's the most famous person in the world. And it's
Besides
not like,
us.
yeah, besides Random
Yeah.
Reese in the Morning, LLC. But it's not like they're showing her the entire time. Like you're getting the reactions of her to
To the
indicate what's
game. And you
happening
don't
in the
see the
game.
game.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Oh my God.
But
Goddamn
it's
football.
really, really stupid.
All
So
right,
that's pretty
so
much it.
the first alternate ending. This is to what would you say is the best movie that you and I have ever watched together?
Together,
Yes, we watched this together.
Infinity War.
Okay, pick another one.
Is it gonna be Barbie
Most
again?
no, it's perhaps the most fun I've ever had watching a movie with you. I don't know. It's not Fear Street.
Was it at a movie theater or was it
No,
just
it was at home, and for some
Howard the
reason,
Duck?
the copy. No, that doesn't have alternate endings. That movie
Perfect.
was yeah. It's Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Have
Okay.
you heard? Oh, by the way, if you have any alternate endings that you want to bring up, feel free.
I'll think of them.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you not to look at the note, but then I figured you probably wouldn't because you are able to look at this note.
No. That's good.
But don't look. So, do
Okay.
you know about the alternate ending for Blade?
No.
Do you remember what happened at the end of Blade?
I remember he was like all these MFers trying to skate uphill.
Yeah. So I should have written down what the actual endings were, but we can remember. At the end of Blade, he kills Deacon Frost. So
Yeah.
we have this is like an alternate ending plus post credit sequence, neither of which were in the film, but both were filmed, and you can find them online on YouTube. But so the villain turns into a blood tornado in which Blade fights. Do you think that's better or is that worse?
How does he fight it? Does he use like a
Uh,
vacuum or
no,
something and
I
just
think he
sucks it
uses his
up?
swords. This is on the internet. The CGI is not finished, or it is, because CGI in 1998 or whatever was not great.
No.
But would you make
Interesting.
it canon or shoot it out of a cannon?
I want to make it canon.
Just cause.
Just cause.
All right, well,
I
this
still don't
might,
understand how you can fight a tornado with
right?
swords.
This might change your mind. There's a post-credit scene, or this might just be at the end of the movie, but they
Okay.
cut it out, where Blade goes to Russia, I think, or maybe like Transylvania, somewhere where Dracula's are. And he sees a man looking at him from a rooftop across the way. That man was Morbius.
Oh my God, yes. I know
Would
Morbius is more of a meme recently than what it would have been when he came
right.
out, but
Yeah.
yes,
I
yes.
mean, I saw a whatever site. I have a bunch of sources for this. I'm not going to read them off because that'll just be me reading off links to websites. But
Yeah.
people were like, "That'd be amazing!" Like Morbius just now entered the cultural consciousness. Imagine if that happened in 1998 or whatever. No one would have cared that Morbius showed up. Even then, even now. I
Um,
mean, I would love it to see Jared Leto's Morbius show up. But what would you say? Shoot
yeah.
out of a cannon, or do you want the Morbius scene?
I want the Morbius scene, but I don't get the tornado one. But I think it'd be so funny.
Yeah.
So like
I also
yes.
don't think they had the rights to Morbius.
So it would
So,
just be implied, but not actually
no, I think
Morbius.
they just didn't know. Back in the early 2000s, it didn't seem like big corporations knew or cared about who had the rights. Like in the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie, they were going to have just Wolverine show up, but that didn't.
Hmm.
Like that fell through. They were going to put the Oscorp Tower in Avengers, but that didn't ever happen. Like I don't think people cared about just having crossovers across studios, but now
Yeah.
they do. All right, next up, The
They ruined
Eternals.
everything. Ooh.
Eternals has an alternate ending. Let me know what you think. What happened to the end of Eternals? Do you remember?
Yeah, they froze the giant thing. Icarus flew into the sun. Sprite became a real boy.
Girl.
Yeah. The one guy found the sword. The one girl got captured and yeeted into space or something.
Yeah, and then
Is that
the
all of
other
them who are on
Eternals.
planet or just Circe?
What do you mean? Oh, just Cersei got taken by Erisham or whatever, the main
Okay.
Eternal, and the rest of them got into a ship to go find her. And then
Yeah, and
Harry
then Harry
Styles
Styles
shows
showed
up
up.
with Pip Patrol. So the Oscar
Lord.
winner director Chloe Zhao, I think is how you pronounce it, probably not, but Chloe Zhao revealed that she initially planned on the surviving members of the team ending up on a ship where all their memories were zapped before being sent to a new planet.
Oh, so
This
they just
is
continue the
real.
cycle.
Yeah, I double checked this one to make sure it was real, and it linked to like an Empire article with the director.
Hmm.
She said something like, well, it's Marvel, so you want to be excited for what's next. That would have really kind of bookended that story.
Hmm.
Like, it's not like we'd see them again. I guess there could be a follow-up where they're getting their memories back and whatnot. But
Yeah.
I mean, because everyone hates the Eternals, that would have really kind of ended their narrative in the MCU. But
But then what's the point of the movie,
yeah, that's kind of how I feel. If the movie was amazing and like self-contained, then that ending could have been pretty interesting. But the
Yeah.
fact that it wasn't amazing, or it was pretty self-contained for the most part, but still,
Mhm.
would you make it canon or shoot it out of a cannon?
I feel like if we made it canon, again, there's no point to the movie because they don't actually, or like, there's no point to it being an MCU. It could just be its
Right.
own Marvel movie.
Yeah.
So in order for it to like still be a part of the narrative, I feel like it has to be
Okay.
not. We have to shoot it out of a cannon. I'm
Shoot it out of
sorry.
a cannon. Sorry. I mean, it's not like they wanted this in the movie anyway. Like it didn't end up being in it. Next
Yeah.
up, these aren't all superhero movies, by the way. Some of them are. Avengers Endgame. So you could actually double check this because you have the art of the movie Endgame book.
Oh yeah.
But
No, you
supposedly,
don't have this, but it's chilling right there.
yeah. Supposedly, there is concept art showing Tony watching as Steve goes back in time to return the stones. So Tony Stark would have lived through Endgame.
Oh,
What do you think?
nah,
Whatever
he
site
died.
I took, yeah, whatever site I took this from said this would have lessened the stakes.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it wouldn't have lessened the stakes in the moment. It would have nullified the stakes
Yeah.
afterwards. But I mean,
No,
yeah,
we
I don't
need
like this
characters
one.
to die in movies.
Yeah,
Not
especially
all
when
of
they're
them.
bad characters. Good characters, bad people who deserve to die.
I don't know if I would say he deserves to die.
No, I wouldn't say that either. Sorry, everybody. All right, So shoot out of a cannon. Are we in agreement
Yeah,
here?
shoot out of a cannon.
Okay, next up we have Guardians of the Galaxy. What happened at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 1?
They do the dance off, and then their planet isn't destroyed.
Yes. So apparently there was a scene. This is from a Screen Rant page. I wrote this one down,
Okay.
called 10 alternate movie endings that thankfully didn't happen.
Okay.
This scene would have shown Peter's grandfather holding a photograph of the character as a boy and looking up knowingly at the stars. And then they said this wouldn't have made any sense as he had no idea of Peter's whereabouts,
Yeah,
which is
that'd be
true.
very
Yeah.
weird.
I don't know if this one's real because I mean, it has like the kind of emotional weight that James Gunn tends to like, but it doesn't really make sense in the movie at all.
Hmm.
Because, I mean, as far as the grandpa knows, he just disappeared. He doesn't know that
Yeah, he
he's
got
in
like
space.
kidnapped or ran away or something. I don't know why he would assume space.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a
Unless,
heaven thing. He's like, he thinks he's dead.
oh, yeah, he's looking up to heaven.
Yeah,
But why would he be doing that? I guess
because he
because he
thinks he's
loves his
dead and
kid.
he's
Yeah.
sad and he's like, I miss him. I hope he's doing well up there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if they put that in, it would have implied that maybe the grandpa knows that he's up there and that he was aware of the kidnapping slash abduction and was okay with it for the most part. Like the
Or he did
mom
nothing
died.
about it because what the
Yeah.
hell's he gonna do?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to beat Yondu in a fist fight,
No,
that old man. But yeah, shoot out of a cannon or make it canon.
shoot it out of a cannon. It
Yeah,
seems
I agree.
unnecessary.
Have you seen Alien, the first
No,
Alien? Do you know what happens at the end?
not at the end, but I know the movie.
Do you want me to skip this
No, I
alternate
don't.
ending?
Yeah, it's fine. I
Okay,
had by
so
chance.
the xenomorph kills Ripley by ripping her head off, right? And then the xenomorph mimics her voice and returns to Earth,
Oh, it's not what I was
which,
expecting.
yeah, first of all, if that happened, it would have kind of killed the franchise. It would have been difficult. I mean, you couldn't have made Aliens. You could have,
Oh,
but
this
it
is
would
the
have.
alternate ending?
This is the alternate ending.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
was like, what a baller ending.
But the problem with this is, like, if the xenomorph did this and then went to Earth, the xenomorph would just get shot, like, as soon as he got home. Or as soon as the xenomorph got to Earth, they'd open up the ship, be like, oh, that's not Ripley, that's a fucking giant alien thing. Then they
Oh,
just, like,
do bullets do
shoot it.
anything?
Yeah, you can kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like he's gonna,
Why
it's
didn't they
gonna,
have guns on the spaceship?
because it was like it was like a mining vessel, or like no, it's basically a space truck.
Oh,
Like it
okay.
was a cargo truck. So I think they probably did have a few guns, but the xenomorph got them first. But
Started using them.
yeah,
Started blasting.
would you make this canon? Also, don't shoot guns on a spaceship. Dangerous.
Yeah, but not if the spaceship is bulletproof.
That's true. Shoot guns in a field, a wide open field where there's no space around,
Yeah,
like actual space.
next time you come across a xenomorph in space, pull over,
Pull
find a
over,
field, and then
make sure
duel.
everyone's, safe and
Yeah,
aware that a gun's about to go off.
explain the rules to the xenomorph, and then both of you like get the little pistol things, get the little whatever
Yeah,
they're called
go
that you
back
put
to
on the
back.
side. Yeah, back
Go
to
back
back.
to back. Take 10 steps away and then someone counts down from 3 and then you turn and you try to shoot each other.
Yeah,
That's how fights should be.
I agree. That's why
All right. I'm going to say shoot that one out of a cannon because it
I
doesn't
think
make
it's
any sense.
really cool, but I
It
agree
is
with you.
cool. I think it would have
Yeah.
been a neat ending, but again, would have really killed the franchise. Doesn't make sense if you think about it. If the xenomorph goes to Earth, like it's just gonna die.
Does it
But
show that it can mimic voices and tell them?
I don't think so.
Oh,
But
well,
maybe
that's
I could be wrong.
weird.
I haven't seen this movie in years. You've seen Get Out.
I have.
Are you familiar with this alternate ending?
No.
So instead of Rod, his TSA friend, showing up at the end, the
Mhm.
actual police show up and they arrest Chris, which is apparently that guy's name. I don't remember. Is his name
I
Chris?
couldn't tell you.
Yeah, great movie. I don't remember it very well in terms of like the names of everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then the main guy gets arrested, and the movie ends with his TSA friend visiting him in prison. But Jordan
Mhm.
Peele said it was very clear that the ending needed to transform into something that gives us a hero, that gives us an escape, gives us a positive feeling when we leave this movie. There's nothing more satisfying than seeing the audience go crazy when Rod shows up.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think this is a bad ending. I mean, it's not a bad ending, it's just not as good as the original one.
I think it gives a second meaning to the title Get Out because now he has to get out of
Oh,
jail.
then you can do a sequel. It's a prison break movie.
Yeah, Get Out 2, and he's just running.
Yeah. All right. Have you seen Scream 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I wrote this one down solely because you've probably seen this. I don't know anything about these movies. I'm just going to read the alternate ending. You tell me if it's good or not.
Okay.
When Ghostface enters the screening room, he does not have a white sheet covering him. After Roman notices Sidney Prescott has disappeared after he supposedly killed her, he searches the screening room for her shouting and telling her all the doors are locked. Most of the scenes show Sidney's point of view, which was not shown in the actual ending. Also, Kincaid does not enter the screening room in this ending. Does that mean anything to you?
No, I don't understand what that's trying to say.
Me neither. Moving on. Have you seen the movie cats and dogs?
No.
Me neither. So the alternate ending for this is Mr. Tinkles was taken to a pet hospital by Sophie the maid to be neutered. However, his cat followers managed to free him by tackling Sophie. I'm gonna say make it canon.
Yeah, why not?
I want to see Sophie get tackled by a bunch of cats. Sounds
That'd be so
amazing.
confusing for Sophie.
I know she'd be like, wait a minute, I thought these were animals.
Yeah, why are they organized together to attack me
Yeah.
specifically?
All right. Do you remember Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules?
I never saw the movie, but
You
I
haven't
know the
seen that
book.
movie? I don't know. I
No,
assume I
I've seen
have,
the
but
first Diary of a Kid. I don't know if I've seen the other ones.
so Greg finds out Roderick told the story of how he got stuck in the ladies' room at Leisure Towers to his friends, and his friends told their family and friends, and so on. But when he comes to school, everyone is congratulating him, figuring out someone messed up and exaggerated the story. This doesn't make any sense to me. It's like a game of telephone where the actual thing that happened gets misconstrued. But what are they congratulating him for?
Yeah, I'm like, so we don't know what was actually construed to tell them, or they got told the right thing and they were like, oh, that must be wrong. And then,
Apparently, Greg told Roderick about how he got stuck in the
yeah,
bathrooms. Roderick told his friends told his family and friends.
yeah.
And eventually, it ended up being something where everyone is congratulating him.
Maybe because he gets in the bathroom at somewhere that it's
Like
meant
it,
to be like, oh, you dog, even though
yeah,
they're
right. Like it's kind
creepy
of
middle schoolers.
it's a really pervy ending to a kid's movie.
Yeah, I don't even remember again, I don't remember if I've seen this.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know what
remember
the real
how it
ending is.
actually ends. Do
Make
you
it
remember?
canon.
Make it canon. Fuck it. That franchise didn't go very far. Might
No,
as
the
well.
books are fire.
All right, remember Happy Death Day?
Yeah,
So I don't remember what happens at the end of this movie, but an alternative ending has Tree, which is probably a character,
probably
recovering
the
in the
main
hospital.
character.
Okay, yeah, Tree is recovering in the hospital from her ordeal with Lori while being
Okay.
visited by her father and Carter. After they leave, a nurse enters and reveals herself as Stephanie Butler, the wife of Dr. Gregory Butler. She kills Tree out of revenge for her affair with Gregory.
Oh,
What do you think?
I don't.
I'm gonna say shoot out of a cannon just because then we wouldn't have gotten Happy Death Day to you or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't seen the second one,
Me
but
neither, but I like the name.
maybe that's how they start it. Maybe that's she gets killed and it gets like it sends her back to the initial
Okay.
one again because I don't know how I forget how the loop worked.
Me too. I don't
It
remember
was if she dies
Tree
somehow.
having an affair with a doctor though. Did that happen?
At the a doctor is in like teacher.
The doctor is the teacher?
Yeah, because they're like they got a doctorate, like a PhD. They're not like a medical doctor. It was one of
Oh.
her school teachers, I think, and she had one. She was doing stuff at the beginning. I don't know if it was to get a better. I forget what actually like happened specifically.
Okay.
But I remember her in his office.
All right. Shoot out of a cannon.
Yeah,
I want Tree to have a happy ending.
we don't want to remember that part of the movie when she was not a good person.
Have you seen I Am Legend? Do you know what happens in I Am Legend?
The
I'm gonna
dog.
spoil it for you because it's a terrible movie, everybody. By which I mean it's fine. People like it because of the dog dying, which is weird.
They probably
But
don't like it because of that. They probably just like the dog,
yeah,
and
but
then
it's
they
a
get
bad
emotional,
movie.
you know?
Great novella. Love that novella. It's about
Don't say it like
Dracula's.
Nutella. Don't do that.
That's how it's pronounced. It's a novella. It's not a novel. It's a short novel.
Yeah, I know what I know what a
Novella.
novella is. You're just putting so much emphasis on the Ella.
Well, I wanted people to make sure that I wanted people to know that I know that it's a novella, not a novel or a
Okay.
graphic novel. So in the book, the ending is so he's fighting off Dracula's vampires. I call them Dracula's, everybody. He finds out that like he's like pretty. I think he is the last human, or at least he thinks he is.
Hmm.
He finds out that the vampires, like there are kind of two kinds of vampires. There are ones that are
Dracula's.
relatively, yeah, there are ones that are relatively like brain dead, and they just walk around trying to like eat people, not eat people,
Hmm.
suck their blood. And there are another
I
half of
want to suck your
vampires
blood.
where they're basically humans who have vampire. They have to like they can't go out in the sunlight. They still retain their human
They have
consciousness.
vampire.
They caught vampire,
Yeah.
and at the end, Neville, which is the guy's name, gets taken
Neville
to this.
Longbottom.
Yes, he gets taken to like the vampire society, and they're like, "Hey, man, like you've been killing all of us. It's really fucked up. Like we're trying to restart society as vampires because like what else can we do at this point? And people are terrified of you." And Neville goes, huh, "I am legend," because he realizes that he is a legend to these vampires, the one
Yeah.
human who just keeps fucking killing them. But in the movie, Neville gets swarmed by monsters. He's like hiding in a room with a woman and her kid because there are other humans.
Okay.
And Neville is like, you two gotta get out. I'm gonna do this thing." And then he takes a grenade and then runs out into the vampires and then blows himself up.
Does it work? Do they get out?
They do get out. At the
Okay.
end, it's like a voiceover where I think the woman and her child are like driving off, and it's like that guy was a legend. Not really. He just blew himself up like a fucking idiot.
Yeah, why didn't he just
But
throw the grenade?
I don't know.
What part of blowing
That's
himself
just
up
it's
does
one
anything?
of the most stupid fucking endings.
Like, did they not know there were more people?
I think they had an idea like, oh, we gotta all go to Detroit because that's where the humans are, or something
Oh, I meant the
somewhere.
zombies. Sorry.
They're not zombies, or I mean, in the
In the
movie, they're
movie, in
called
the movie.
Death Seekers, I think.
Okay.
So the alternate ending is actually pretty good, in my
Okay.
opinion. It's not as good as the book, obvious, or sorry, the novella.
Yeah, come on.
But so in the movie, Will Smith, Robert Neville, so he has captured a certain vampire to like run tests on to be like, how do I find a
Mhm.
cure? He's trying to find a cure for humanity. And then after he captures this lady Death Seeker, he gets like swarmed by a bunch of other vampires, and he realizes that the main vampire, which is apparently known as the Alpha Monster.
Terrible name.
Yeah, right. Breaks in, and they're all trying to kill Neville, not because they want to kill him, but because he kidnapped his girlfriend. So this lady that he's been running tests on is the Alpha Monster's like love interest. So
Yeah.
he like puts the dots together, and he's like, oh, and then he lets her free, and the Alpha Monster picks her up and takes her away, and that's the end of
And
the
they just
movie.
leave him alone.
I guess, yeah. They've been
They would
trying
be
to do a
talking about,
sequel to this movie for a really long time.
would it be called like We Are Legend or something? Isn't he
Oh,
dead?
that's not bad, right? He blew himself up with a grenade. They've talked about like, well,
Yeah.
maybe there's a clone of him. Why would there be a clone of him? Like that's not in
I
the
don't
movie. I
know.
don't think he's working on cloning. Like he is a scientist, not in the book. I think he just tries to cure it because he's like the only human, so he just learns about medicine and stuff.
He's got
But in the
nothing but
movie, he
time.
actually is, yeah. But
I think
better
that's
ending.
funny.
Make it
Yeah.
canon. Unless you want the really stupid ending, Neville.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd want to say people like that movie.
People shouldn't like that movie.
Well,
Again, it's
they
because
haven't read the novella.
they haven't read the novella. You're probably right.
Yeah.
I'm so well read. I've
They're
read
saying it
novellas.
they're saying it as like a fun little zombie movie. But
Yeah.
you're
I
like,
mean,
why the
I
hell aren't they
think
vampires?
people do like the dynamic between Neville and his dog. It is very emotional when the dog dies, by which I
Mhm.
mean when Neville snaps its neck.
Yeah, that's a
But
sad moment in any movie.
it is a sad moment. Don't do that, Neville. Just let it kill you.
Yeah,
You're gonna
that's so
kill
much
yourself
easier.
at the end anyway. You should have known. You should have been like, well, I'm either gonna blow myself up with a grenade, or
For
I can
no
let my
reason.
dog eat me. It's fine.
Could there dog
Anyway.
vampires?
Yeah, it affects everything, I think. I don't know if it does in the book, or sorry, novella, but in
Like
the
imagine a
movie,
dog just
everything
walking
is.
around wearing a little cape.
Oh, bleh.
Blah, blah, blah,
Should we
blah.
get you a Dracula cape?
Oh, he would love it.
You would. All right. So I think we've talked about this one before. Are you even fun? This is fun for you?
Yeah, yeah, this is
Okay,
interesting.
good. Yeah, I was really excited for this one, but I feel like it's been letting me down.
Why has it been letting you down?
You're not having a good banter, Reese. This is your fault. No, I'm just kidding.
Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm
I'm gonna
trying.
cut that part out because I feel bad now for
Why do you feel
lying
bad?
for no reason.
Yeah, we have to cut out. We're back, guys. I just cried for 15 minutes.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was gross. There were
he
so many
watched the
boogers.
entire
I didn't
time. It was
have to
very
watch.
weird.
He didn't have to show me. Starting to think it was for attention.
It was
All right.
100% for attention.
I think you and I have probably talked about this one, and this is a relatively well-known one, but Scott Pilgrim. How do you think that one
Oh,
ended initially? How did it end?
initially, like you want me
Yeah.
to recap? Oh, yeah.
Just do a
Uh,
brief like what is it? Who does he end up with? What is he doing?
he gets killed by the seventh evil X. I forgot it. Gideon. It's killed by
Gideon.
Gideon, and
Yeah.
then he learns that he needs to fight Gideon for himself, not for Ramona. Not yeah. So
Oh.
for his self-love and not for the love of Ramona. And so he gets his one up and he goes back and he fights him for a better reason, I guess. I don't really
Yeah,
know.
I
Or
guess.
different reason.
So I have
And then
two alternate endings for this. Oh, he
he
ends up with
he
he
wins,
wins and
ends
then
up
he
with
leaves
Ramona,
with Ramona.
and he doesn't fight Evil Scott.
Nor should he. They should just be friends.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing is that Evil Scott's it's not Evil Scott, it's Nega Scott.
Okay, good.
No, but it's meant to be the opposite of him. And so the joke is he's a nice guy because actual Scott isn't.
Right. So one of the endings, and I've heard people talk about like, oh, this should have been the ending because he has so much more chemistry with Knives Cho. Is it Cho?
Chow, I think.
Knives Chow than he does with Ramona.
No.
So like the ending is Scott ends up with Knives rather than Ramona. This is due to like the graphic novel hadn't been finished yet, so Edgar
Mhm.
Wright had to come up with an ending on his own.
Mhm.
I don't know if it ends the same. You would know. Does it end the same
The
in the
novels?
comic with the
Yeah.
movie?
The
Okay.
novellas? I don't know if they're novellas. They're graphic novels.
But
But
yeah,
no,
I've
it
heard people
ends
be
similar, but not the same.
okay. Because I've heard
Yeah.
people be like, yeah, he should have ended up with knives. No, he shouldn't. She's
Mhm.
underage. She's in high school.
And she genuinely deserves better.
She
Ramona,
does
not
deserve
necessarily.
better.
They're good for each other, but
Yeah.
Knives deserve so much better.
Shoot it out of a cannon. Forget about
Yes,
that, guys.
terrible, bad ending.
This one, I think it's a good ending to that movie, the real one, but this one I liked a lot. We've talked about it. They considered having it end with a news report saying, man claims he's in a video game and goes on a killing spree,
Yeah, you told me. I remember that.
which kind of would
That's
have, people
funny.
might have been upset, being like, oh, it's kind of like, oh, it was all a dream. Like it just, nullifies the
No,
rest of
he
the
did
movie.
everything.
Yeah, he still did everything, but I like that
Yeah.
ending. I don't know if it's better, but I
I
like
would
it.
say it's a good ending, but
It
it's
is a
funny.
good ending.
It's
Yeah,
funny as hell.
it is. All right, seven. What do you
Oh,
think? This one's
I thought we were like listing which one we were on. And I was like, have we only done six?
we're on number seven, which is the movie Seven. Oh, I should have put this at seven. That would have been so smart of me. The
Everyone
comments
would
would
have
have
been
been like,
like,
wow, he's well prepared.
yeah.
So this one's not that interesting. The author or the writer completed two separate drafts of the ending. One
Mhm.
has Brad Pitt killing John Doe. The other one has Morgan Freeman killing John Doe.
Does he go with either of them? Does Brad Pitt end up doing it?
Yeah, he shoots him in the face.
Oh, I don't remember that. I
You've
remember
seen Seven, right?
I have. I remember every other part of the ending except
Yeah.
for him shooting him apparently.
Doesn't he shoot him in the face, or does? Well, I didn't.
No,
In the
he must have because that's like one of the murders is whichever one that was associated with.
yeah, lust.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Wrath, I guess, because he's angry at
I
him,
think
so
it
he kills
is.
him.
It's one of the seven deadly sins. Is the seven deadly X's supposed to be the seven deadly sins?
I don't think so. I think there's
Probably
just
not.
seven.
I mean, yeah, because the seven dwarves aren't the seven deadly sins where they should be. That'd be awesome. Are they?
Happy.
Sleepy, happy.
Happy is lust.
Yes. Dopey
Sleepy is
is,
sloth. Dopey is being a dumbass.
yeah, also sloth, I guess. Gluttony could be. Is there a fat dwarf?
All of them are.
All right. Next up, X-Men: The Last Stand. Remember what happens at the end of this movie?
Is that the third one?
Yes. Magneto
I
lifts a
remember
bridge. Remember that part? It
no, I
was
remember
awesome.
a big ass fight,
Yeah,
and
there's a
then
war.
Wolverine ends up doing the deed. That sounds like
Yeah,
sex. He ends up killing
he
her.
he stabs Jean Grey. Beast injects Magneto with anti-mutant potion serum.
Oh, from the one guy.
Yeah, and Rogue had already taken it. Yeah. So the alternate ending is Jean Grey was going to be more aggressive and disobeying direct orders of Magneto several times. Not really an
Mhm.
alternate ending, just more of a
Jean
different
Grey
plot
thing.
thread.
Yeah.
So the alternate endings are the reopening of Xavier Institute, in which Beast is now a professor. Was he not a professor? I assume he's the new Professor X
Yeah,
because
the like head
Professor
of
X
it.
got exploded.
I
Then
hate when that
Logan
happens.
Logan goes back to Alberta, Canada, specifically the tavern scene in the first X-Men where he met Rogue, and then Rogue keeping her powers. So I guess she just didn't take the serum. I don't really, I mean, this one's fun. It's more of a happy, I don't remember what happens after the
Yeah.
fight and stuff, but the idea,
No.
I kind of assumed they'd reopen Xavier Institute.
Well, it
People really,
explodes every 5 seconds. I know people
that's
talked about
true.
that.
The idea of Logan going back to the bar from the beginning, it's like a nice, full circle moment, but it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter at all, in my opinion.
No. Rogue keeping her powers might be like accepting who you are, but like out of all the mutants, Rogue is the one I'm like, I can understand why you want to do that. Like your powers are
Yeah.
someone touches you, they're dead.
Right.
Like,
I mean, we know she gets her powers back for two reasons because the serum doesn't work
yeah.
for very long. And also in Days of Future Past, she's in it. Well, she's not. She's in the extended cut.
Oh, okay. So say I
But
don't recall her being in it at all.
they have a Days of Future Past Rogue cut because there's a plot point where, remember in that movie when Wolverine stabs Kitty Pryde because he has a weird
Oh,
freak
yeah,
out?
yeah.
They were like, they realized, okay, Kitty Pryde might die. So they send, I think, Iceman and Magneto to go find Rogue, who's like captured by the Sentinels,
Mhm.
which is weird because I don't think the Sentinels captured, like, they just killed everyone, didn't they? Or were they capturing
Yeah, they
mutants?
kill him in like 3 seconds.
Yeah, but they were gonna go get Rogue so she could steal the powers of Kitty Pryde and continue the Days of Future
Oh,
Past thing.
that's interesting. Actually, I like that.
I liked it at the time, but the more I think about it, which I've been thinking about it recently a lot for some reason, but it would have been completely pointless because Kitty Pryde doesn't die.
Well,
So if
they
that
might have done it
right.
if they had Rogue.
Well, no, because they actually record or not recorded. They filmed this and it's in an extended cut. So it's
Oh, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
like they
yeah.
go. I guess maybe it's not. Maybe it is neat that they're going to like because then they save Rogue, so it's another person that gets saved. But then that timeline's erased entirely anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
But X-Men: The Last Stand, who cares? Next up, I think you've seen this movie, The Descent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I thought, did we talk about it in October?
Yeah, we
Is that
did.
one of your movies? Okay, that's
It
what
was
I
one of
thought.
my movies.
That's why I put it in.
Wow, so
So
kind
I
of
don't
you.
know if this is going to mean anything to you or to anyone. It doesn't mean anything to me. But
Okay.
the alternate ending is The Descent ends before we see Sarah back in the cave. The US version ends after Sarah escapes, drives off in a car, pulls over, and sees Ghost Juno in a jump scare. Does that mean anything to you?
Wait, this is the alternate one?
Or it's both. Yeah, I think the alternate is it ends before we see Sarah back in the cave. I think the original version, it ends with Sarah escaping, driving off in a car, pulling over, and seeing a
Yeah,
ghost
yeah.
Juno.
No, that's the part that I've seen.
Okay, so I
So the
guess,
alternate is her not leaving the cave?
is that better or worse? Or is it anything?
I don't know, because I mean they did make a sequel. I haven't watched it yet, but where like they go back for some freaking reason. Maybe to
Is that the
like
one with those green goblins?
yes.
I like that one. I like the
Yeah.
photo I've seen.
It's a good movie. Like the first one, it's a lot of jump scares. I mean, that's the kind of horror it is. Like the
Right.
first however long is meant to be like, oh, there's a bunch of cramped spaces, like you're gonna get claustrophobic and stuff. And so if you have claustrophobia, I'm sure that'll freak you out.
Do I have claustrophobia? I don't want to be buried alive. Is that the same thing?
That's slightly different.
Look, I'd rather not be buried alive.
Yeah, but that's more
I
of a
think
thing
that's
of like
fair.
you're kind of stuck. Like you're just
Yeah.
screwed and you have to like unless you're Batman and you use your keys to punch up through the dirt somehow. I don't understand that scene from Justice League Doom. But do you remember that? You know what
Vaguely.
I'm
Does he
talking
use
about?
keys? So you can probably just
I think
punch.
so. He uses something like he pulls something out, and I thought they were keys.
A
They could have been something
batarang?
else, but it's like yeah,
I
it
don't
might be
think
a
he
batarang.
carries keys on him. Like,
I
I guess he would
don't know,
have
man.
to carry keys because of the
Yeah.
Batmobile.
But he started just punching up, and then he gets out. But it cuts to him like after it gets a hole, getting covered in dirt, and then he gets out. Like you're gonna suffocate.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
So I have a question for you. You're smart.
sometimes.
Where is blood located in the body? In the
Just
veins, right?
yeah.
But if you get like a very minor scrape on your knee or something, it bleeds. Where is that blood coming from? Is there just blood underneath the skin? This is a
Hold up.
good point, right? Like this is a
Let's because do veins carry oxygen? What carries oxygen around?
I think blood.
Well, okay, yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, there might be, I mean, I guess the lungs, but I think the blood is
That's how we breathe.
oxygenated.
Like we need,
Yeah.
yeah, we need stuff throughout.
I think the blood is oxygenated.
The circulatory system is made up of blood vessels that carry blood away from and toward the heart. Arteries carry blood away from the heart, and veins carry blood back to the heart.
Okay. But
Carries.
how is there blood underneath? Like if you like one layer of skin gets peeled off, you might bleed a little bit. But like if you like get a cut on
Yeah.
the knuckle, there's not a vein there, I don't think. Maybe a really tiny one.
Well, I don't think we can see all the veins.
No, but does like if you get a really tiny cut, does the body like send blood there for some reason? Because that's where like the white blood cells are. That's how you heal.
Pull up. I looked up
No,
why do
white.
we bleed if blood is in the veins.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't answer my question. When a layer is damaged, the blood vessels immediately underneath it are torn.
So there's blood vessels everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Biology is not my strong suit. I am much more math oriented.
All right. Well, I didn't know if you knew, but I thought about this because I got a little cut on my knee and I bled like a madman. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Did you? How
Yeah.
deep was the cut?
Not very deep, but everyone was like, that's not good, Rand. And I'm like, it's fine. It's like a tiny little bump. But it was just bleeding a lot because I've got great blood circulation, not to brag, but
I don't know if
it's
that's
really
necessarily
impressive.
supposed to happen, dude.
Well, it's fine. Brackton was like, you need to go to the hospital. Not because of that, because like I was sick for a while. My back really hurts. I think it's because I
Yeah.
was so sick and I was like laying around more. I wasn't being as active. And then
Okay.
like I've been getting really bad headaches a lot recently. And then the blood thing. I'm not
Maybe
gonna go
this
to
is
the
because you
hospital
drink
though.
3 rains a day.
Yeah, but I drink so much water. I actually have been cutting back. I should have
True.
told you a long time ago. I've been
You've been
down to
cutting back?
one. Yeah,
I'm
I had
so
two
proud of
today.
you.
I had two
Oh,
today, but I've been down to one
already?
for a while. Yeah,
Just
man.
if you're gonna
New
drink
rule.
two, just and lengthen it.
That's what she said.
Shut up.
That was good. All right. That descent ending, I don't care. What would you say? Shoot out of a cannon?
Shit out
Make
of a
it
cannon. I
canon?
like the fact that she gets out. The jump scare is kind of stupid, but I like the fact she gets out. And then it
I
does
feel
set
like
up for a sequel that I will watch someday.
have we had any make it cannons?
Yeah.
When
Do I remember
we
which one? No.
Blade
Yeah,
because of
Blade.
Morbius. All right. Do you remember the Amazing Spider-Man 2? Do
Yes, I
you remember
saw
how
it.
that ends?
No, I saw it the day of my 6th grade graduation.
Wow, was I there? I didn't watch this movie with you, so I wouldn't
No,
have been there.
I graduated graduated, we had our little ceremony, and then went to watch this movie. I remember being in sixth grade, I still did not like the movie, which tells you it's not good.
It's not a good movie. People need
And
to.
then I went to Red Robin with
Yeah.
mother and father.
Wow, they didn't even invite me. Those fucking
You were at
assholes.
school.
Maybe though. Maybe I wasn't. I probably wasn't. Or probably was.
Yeah, you probably were.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 has it's a mess of a movie. I'm sorry
Yes.
guys. If you like it, great. If you like
More
Andrew
power to
Garfield,
you.
he's great. Like I think he's
Yeah.
a phenomenal Peter Parker. Just was given a bad hand. But in this scene you can actually find online. But Peter Parker is at a grave, I assume Gwen
Oh, and
Stacy's
then his
grave, and then his dad shows up.
yeah.
And he turns around and is like, "What the fuck?" Uh,
No.
make it canon because it makes no sense. And also, we never got a third one.
So it
So I
doesn't
would have
affect anything. That's
loved,
true.
I would have loved to just have that like hanging over all of our heads forever. To be like,
I mean,
what? Why was he there?
I've seen
What is
people talk
going
about
on?
that online, and I feel like they were like, "Oh, that would have been so good," even though, no. But those
Yeah.
movies do have a weird plot where like the dad and the parents are still like a part of it.
Well, yeah, the parents were, I think the dad worked on the
Spies or
spider.
something.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
spies. I think the dad worked on the spider that would eventually give Peter powers. I think Peter was destined to get Spider-Man powers.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be like entirely out of nowhere if the dad shows up, but
It's just nothing.
there is a comic storyline way back when where the chameleon brings Peter's parents back to life.
This one's really dark.
Yeah, but I think they die again at the end, not because Spider-Man kills
Oh.
them, but because Peter's parent. I think this is what happened. Don't quote me unless you're writing for the New York Times, in which case, please. But I think what happened is, he brought back the parents, but the parents, like their personalities were so amazing that they overcame their evil programming
Oh.
and then fought the chameleon with Spider-Man. So
I am
make it
speechless by
canon
that.
because
That
that
sounds like
movie's
something that comics would do.
yeah, there are a lot of weird comics out there, guys, and I've read all of them. Next up, I would be shocked. I think I told you to watch this, but I don't think you have. Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying
Uh-huh.
and Love the Bomb. One of my favorite movies. Super funny, really great. It's not really a comedy, but it's funny. It's about basically Russia and the United States just talking to each other because a nuclear bomb might go off, and once it does, that's the end of the world.
Did they like
It's
shoot
like
it?
it's a rogue US agent
Oh, okay.
who wants to destroy the world. And they're like, well, if this thing goes off, like that's it. That's the end of the world.
Hmm.
And it's kind of like both sides, like trying to make it work, but also preparing a military force just in case.
Hmm.
And it ends with, do you want me to tell you?
Sure.
You should watch this, but it ends with a cowboy on top of a bomb falling down and like swinging his hat around, yelling "Yeehaw!" It's amazing.
Why?
It makes sense in the movie. It's not like crazy out of nowhere.
Okay.
But and then it's implied that the world gets destroyed by
Yeah.
mutually assured destruction. But the alternate ending was going to be a pie fight.
A pie fight?
It was going to be a slapstick pie fight between everyone. And the reason they wanted to end it this way was because, like, hold on, I didn't write this down, but there was also a alternate ending for The Shining, but I don't know why I didn't write it down. I can't remember if there was
Okay.
if it wasn't real.
Where they
Same
had a pie
director.
fight as
Yeah,
well?
same director. That's why I bring it up.
Okay.
But they were gonna do a pie fight because the director, the whole movie is kind of like this Cold War like fear that we have of nuking each other is stupid. Like it's not stupid in the sense that like, oh, just don't even care, but like the notion that we're trying to destroy each other is just
Yeah.
absurd to the director Stanley Kubrick. So
I
he's
mean,
gonna
it
end with
is
a pie
insane
fight,
to think about that. We'd rather just
destroy everyone than figure it out.
for sure. Like that's the
Yeah.
word, assured.
Yeah.
Kill everyone instead
Yeah,
of just like
Kubrick is very
protecting it.
anti-war. The movie Full Metal Jacket, I almost said Full Metal Alchemist, the anime. Full
Same
Metal
thing.
Jacket is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. Again,
The
but
one where the
it's
guy
just
goes insane.
yeah, that's the first act, amazing first act, and from there, like it's a very much an anti-war movie.
Okay.
And some people did not really understand it. They think it's like not glorifying it, but like just lost on them. But yeah, the director does not
Okay.
isn't a fan of war for some reason, which is crazy.
Wow.
Like what
He
the
would
hell?
be if they were dueling.
Yeah. I'm gonna say shoot out of a cannon, but I like it. I like the idea.
I'm still confused by why there would be pies. But yeah,
It's I don't know. I guess to say that we're all clowns. Like we're all clowns, we're all
I'll take
idiots.
it.
Like
Make it canon. Just kidding. I want to see the
okay.
cowboy riding the bomb.
Just watch that movie. It's like an hour 45 minutes.
Okay.
We don't have HBO Max anymore, so you may not be able to do it easily, but
I can pirate it. Just kidding. I
don't
never
do that.
pirate
We don't
stuff.
do that. We would never.
No, I'm pretty anti doing that because I'm lazy and I don't want to screw my computer over by using
I actually
sketchy
am
websites.
anti-piracy just because not I mean, if you're out there and you're pirating left and right, do whatever you want. I mean, I don't condone it, but
It's
I'm
not
not
illegal.
gonna tell you. Yeah, I guess.
Like you watch watching pirated stuff is not illegal. I think it's the act of pirating it is illegal.
I mean, they always threaten that watching it's illegal, but I don't. No one's actually ever been convicted or even charged, I don't believe.
Oh, well, I'm
But
not a lawyer,
when
so
there's
if anyone,
something that I
don't quote
enjoy,
me.
I like to support it.
Yeah.
Like, especially if it's like an independent thing.
Hmm.
Like, if it's like a independent movie that I enjoy, I'd rather not steal it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also, yeah, it's just it's harder to pirate than it is just to watch something on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like
And like
piracy,
there's
I
so much
think is
stuff that I
on the
want to watch,
decline. Yeah.
probably. No, but there's so much stuff I want to watch. Like if I can't have access to something I want to watch, like I'll find something else and then eventually I'll be able to watch it.
Right.
Or like the Marvels, for some reason, isn't on Disney Plus. I don't know why.
I think it comes out soon. I saw an ad for it.
Okay, good. I thought it like just wasn't coming to Disney Plus, and I was very confused by that because
No,
it's
I
on a
think it
movie.
is. Or at least it will.
Let me see. I'm pulling it up.
Okay.
Oh, wait, maybe it's up now. I might have just lied to everyone. I'm really not doing great right now. That's the second time I might have lied to them in like 3 seconds.
It's okay. We can lie to them all the time. They don't know.
It's
We're
true.
so good at it.
You don't even know what our names are.
Yeah.
Our real names.
So next up we have E.T.
Oh,
Remember
February
E.T.?
9th. I do remember. It stands for
Edward Scissorhands.
Thornton.
So at
It's
the
an
end of E.T.,
extraterrestrial, for those who don't
E.T.
know.
they fly on a bike and then E.T. goes away.
I think so, yeah. I have a
The
shirt for that.
ending, I didn't write down this whole thing because this is, I don't know, I wasn't too intrigued by this alternate ending, but it's like Elliot is playing Dungeons and Dragons with his friend and he's the dungeon master for some reason because he's the coolest one because he met an alien. And then you see him get up and then climb to his roof and go to a satellite and he talks to E.T. So they just keep in contact.
We're a satellite. How?
I don't know. Texting.
No, they like write on a wall and then you can see it with the satellite,
Oh yeah, it's just
But
a
they have a really long
yeah.
canon
But
string
yeah,
thing.
some people were like, this would kind of ruin the bittersweet like nature of,
Bittersweet
you love this little plant
symphony.
thing, and then you
That's
send him up
right.
to
Did you call him a
stop that.
plant?
He's a plant.
Oh,
E.T. is a plant. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, he's part plant. I mean, no, he's a entirely plant. He doesn't look like a plant, but his species is a plant. He's like a Groot. He's a little Groot.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. Now we're on to televisual serials. You know this one, I think.
what
Total
is it?
Drama Island. Not
Oh,
really.
well,
They
each one has
yeah.
an where both people win, I believe.
Yeah, and then apparently in every country Total Drama aired, people got to vote for the ending.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Me
thought they
neither.
just
That's why I wrote it
picked it
down.
randomly.
Yeah, I think maybe it was like you can call in to vote, which is pretty fun. I like that actually.
Yeah, that's cool. And then I do think they have a canonical one. And like the first season, I think it's canonically Owen, and then I don't think the second one's Beth and stuff like that.
Okay.
But they have
Well,
canonical ones, but they do show both.
all right. Well, so if you're like watching on Netflix or whatever, can you watch both?
No.
Okay, so whatever's
It
on
still might be
Netflix.
regional, I'm not sure.
Interesting. All right, this one's not keep it canon or throw it out of a canon, but let's shoot
Oh
it out
yeah,
of a
this is just
canon
both.
in the spirit of Total Drama Island.
Genius.
Breaking Bad. Have you seen this alternate ending?
Have I seen Breaking Bad? I
Have you
have.
seen Breaking Bad?
I have.
I
I
know you
don't think I've
have.
seen the alternate ending.
This is amazing. They shouldn't have done this.
Okay, but it would have been good, like
Yeah.
cool,
Let's
something.
before we get into it, let's talk about, have you heard the theory that Walter White died in that car when he was freezing in a car and then
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
he happened to find the keys in the most obvious spot under the visor. People are like, "Oh no, he actually died there and the rest is in his head."
That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't like
Why?
that.
It doesn't add anything to the story.
No, it's never, I guarantee they never thought to do that. That show's too, well conceived to
Yeah.
end it with oh, he died and this is all in his head.
Hmm.
So the alternate ending is a man wakes up in bed and he tells his wife that he was a world-class meth dealer. And we find out that the person who woke up is Bryan Cranston's character from Malcolm in the Middle, and he's talking to his wife. And he says to his wife, like he's talking about like every major character, and he
Uh-huh.
refers to Hank as the guy from The Shield, which was
A show.
yeah.
Okay.
And then Lois, his wife, tells Hal, Bryan Cranston, not to eat deep fried Twinkies anymore. And they go back to sleep. And then the camera pans to Heisenberg's hat.
That's so funny. It definitely would have ruined the ending of the show,
This,
but it's such a baller move.
when I was doing research for this, it seemed like people genuinely thought this was considered to be the ending. They filmed this as a joke. I'm
Yeah.
almost certain. Like they did
There's
this
no
because
way, but that's so
they were
funny.
like, oh, this could be funny. And they released it because like it is funny. But
Mhm.
that was never actually going to be the ending.
Yeah, like it wouldn't have made any sense. Like, what's the point of faking you out of it?
I mean, honestly, make it canon just because it would piss people off.
Well, that makes Breaking Bad, and then I guess in relation, Better Call Saul, canonically Malcolm in the Middle.
Yes. Have you heard of what's his name? There is a TV show of which the name I can't remember, but that show ends with a special needs kid looking into a what's it called? One of those snowballs? Not snowballs. You shake it up.
Globes?
No, you have a little glass ball and you shake it and there's snow.
Yeah, globes.
Those are called globes?
Snow
No, they're
globes.
not. Snow globes. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Implying that the entire show was in this kid's head, but this show crossed over with a bunch of stuff, which means that
All those other things are in the kid's head.
and all those other shows have crossed over with other shows. And at this point, pretty much every TV show that's ever been made is in this kid's head.
So that's just what this is the kid universe, whatever this guy's name is.
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is, but it's.
Should I pull it up? Should I try to research?
Yeah, just look up
How do I look this
every
up?
TV show connected Snow Globe.
Snow globe. The Tommy Westfall theory?
Yes,
Who's Tommy Westfall?
he's the kid.
Well, does that like remind you what it's from?
No, the TV show doesn't matter. It's the kid in the TV show. That's his
The
name.
drama television series Saint Elsewhere.
Yeah. There's like a website that just lists all the shows and how they're connected. Like It's Always Sunny's in there, Simpsons, of course.
Oh,
Like,
that's crazy. Wait, okay. I haven't found it. Oh, this document seems sketchy.
just move on. That's
The
fine.
Bob Newhart, MASH, The White Shadow, Cheers, Degrassi Junior High,
Yeah.
Tavengers. Dang, that's crazy. I kind of like that.
Yeah,
Like, it's
I'm
so
making-
unnecessary.
I've been wanting to make a video on it for a while, but the thing is, like, a very easy way to like refute this is just to say, like, yeah, well, he could just have been imagining like a TV show that he watched. Like,
That's true. He's imagining the crossover, but not like the show is a show.
right,
So,
like he watched
yeah.
The Simpsons on TV and he's imagining. Stop. What are
What's
you
he doing?
He's digging at my bed.
Oh, I just saw him
Yeah.
just standing there.
Get down. I'm cleaning my sheets. Get down.
Oh, I need to do that too.
Listen, we're not done with the podcast yet. All right, next up, How I Met Your Mother.
Any other ending would have been better. Make it canon. I don't care.
Okay, well, there's an alternate ending that was edited together on the season 9 DVD, which omits the scene in which Tracy dies while making no other changes to the plot, which is confusing to me because does that mean that he still leaves her for Robin? And like
Yeah,
Robin
wait,
and Barney get
what?
divorced?
Like, that's the
Tracy's
part
still
people were
alive?
pissed about. Like,
Yeah,
keep
so
her
I
alive
think
and
maybe
then
what
have
they
them
mean
be
is
together.
they just don't end it with her dying and then anything post her death in the show doesn't happen.
Good. That's what it should
Yeah.
be.
Okay, so make it canon.
Yeah, 100% make it canon. We did not need the last episode at all. We could maybe one where they're just hanging out and having like we get to see them together more.
Yeah. Speaking of hanging out, Seinfeld, we talked about how that ended. Do you remember?
Yeah, they all get arrested.
Yeah. There's an alternate ending, which is on the DVD set, apparently, where they're found not guilty. That's fine. But there are some other ideas tossed around by Larry David and like the writers.
Okay.
One of which, and I think this is amazing. I love the ending already, but they're just all sitting around at a coffee shop and they're not talking to each other, all like the friends. And then Jerry just goes, "That's it." And then they all stand up and leave. They just they just go their separate ways.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah. They also consider just not having a finale. Like just end it and then not have a finale. Just who cares?
That would piss people off, but be kind of funny.
Yeah. Friends. You know how that ends?
Yes, I do. They get together. She comes back. Joey's alone. Poor Joey.
Jolone.
And we get to spin it
Alone.
off.
Joey Alone. Yeah, the alternate ending is it's a gray area where they aren't together, but we hint that there's a sense that they might be down the road. But we
That's the
thought,
entire
no,
show.
if we're going to do it, let's do it.
Good.
Terrible ending.
Again, that is
Like,
the
how-
entire
How would they even
show.
hint at that? Like Rachel stays on the plane and then Ross is like,
Buys her a
okay.
ticket home.
And they hint at each other like, how do you indicate that?
I don't know.
That like down the road, they're going to do it. Oh, well, shoot out of a cannon. Who cares?
Maybe that'd be Joey and Ross. They'd be happy together, just hanging out.
Yeah. You haven't seen Dexter. Do you know how it ends?
No.
So he
He gets caught by
he
himself.
takes a boat into a hurricane and then we
What?
think he dies, but the final scene is him in the woods with a beard.
Is it a good beard?
It's a great beard. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
The alternate scene, and I really liked the Dexter follow-up that we got recently. A lot of people don't like it, but I quite enjoyed it.
What's it
But
called?
Dexter New Blood.
Oh,
Dexter
I
True
actually do know
Blood.
about it.
He kills the vampires from True Blood. Or the werewolves? What are they in that show?
Is True Blood not a detective show?
No, it's True
I'm thinking-
Detective.
Dang it.
Goddamn
I
idiot.
saw something that said the first season of True Detective is the greatest first season of all time.
It might be. That's actually a
Really?
really good point. It's really
How does
great.
it compare to the first season of Dark?
On par.
Interesting. Then
Yeah.
I shall check it out after I finish Fargo.
We don't have. You watching Fargo?
I'm watching Fargo,
Is
yeah.
it great? Is it as good as they say?
So I've only watched the first 2 episodes, but they're both really
I think
good.
those are all the episodes I've seen.
Oh, should I stop watching it?
Have you gotten to the part where Billy Bob Thornton is taking a poop on the toilet? And
Yeah,
someone
that's
walks
how it-
in I love
No,
that
he
scene.
he walks in first and then starts talking to him, and then he just
Yeah.
walks over to the toilet and starts taking. No, it's really funny. I like his character a lot.
Maybe I'll start watching that too, and we can do a weekly check-in. So Dexter, the alternate ending is he wakes up and everyone thinks like, oh, it was a dream. But then the camera pulls back and back and back, and then we realize it's
He's on the
not a
beach.
dream. Dexter's opening his eyes and he's on the execution table.
Oh,
And they're about to like give him the drugs that, puts him down. That's
yeah,
not what you say for humans, but yeah.
you can.
And then he
Executes
looks
him.
he looks through to the observation gallery because there's always like people can go and watch this stuff. You
Mhm.
need a witness, I guess. And you see all the people that Dexter killed throughout the entire show, and then they kill him.
Actually, I kind of like that ending.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
Yeah, it like I know
Uh,
it must ruin the sequel thingy, follow up or whatever.
I mean, it would, but that's fine. I like the sequel, but I would get rid of it for this ending.
That's a
I
really
once
good
heard
ending.
people talk about this, and they were like, "Do you think it's like ghosts, or is it all he's like seeing in his head who he killed?"
Probably the
And I'm like,
latter.
"It's not ghosts. Why would it be ghosts?" Yeah, I like that
Because
one a lot. Make it canon.
100%. Yeah.
They might have actually filmed this one, but I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Anyway, next up, Haunting of Hill House.
Ah, I
How does
love that
that end?
show. Give me a sec. They go back
'Cause
to the
I
house.
don't remember.
There's a big ending where they're in the house and they're in a room, the one room they were never able to go into as
The
kids,
Red
or
Room.
the red room. Yeah,
Oh, the I almost said mossy room. What's it called?
the red room.
Yeah, but it's covered in fungus. What is that
It's covered
called?
in something. It might, I don't remember specifics.
Oh, what is this going to
Is
drive
it
me
not called
insane?
fungus? Oh, drywall? No.
No, it's like remember that
Mold,
Zach and yeah, black mold,
black mold. Yeah.
which is
But
why everyone went crazy.
they got out of it. The dad helped or something, and then they were all running out. And then the dad and the oldest brother were talking, and he was like, "Why didn't you tell them what you saw?" And what he saw was the dad dead. So he was talking to his ghost or whatever. The dad wanted
Oh.
to be with his wife.
I see. All right, so this is a quote from Mike Flanagan.
Ooh,
We talked for a very, very long time about putting the red room window, that weird vertical window, in the background of this shot, and I ultimately decided not to. It was too cruel. But there was a lot of talk that this piece might not be real. In the version we ended up going with, I think it is absolutely real. So I suppose the alternate ending was going to leave it open as to maybe this is also not real, but Mike Flanagan canonically said, like, no, they did find peace. Like, it's real.
what? Am I forgetting something about the red room window?
I don't even know what the red room window is. Is that the room with the black mold?
Yeah, yeah. So is the window symbolizing like whether or not it's real or not? Like, does the real room not have a window, but
No, I think
the like
whatever,
fake imaginary one because they see visions in it
yeah,
has one?
whatever the actual final scene was going to
Yeah.
have that in the background, I guess.
Okay, and maybe that is something that like has been throughout that I'm forgetting that shows
Me
that
too.
like it's fake.
Yeah. Anyway, 13 Reasons Why.
God.
Yeah. The novel's author wanted Hannah to survive, shifting the narrative to the concept of second chances.
Hmm.
I don't know if that makes sense because,
It might make it less glorifying
yeah, but also
that,
the entire show, not the entire show, at least half of the show takes place after. And
and it
that's why
shouldn't
the
have. We're
tapes,
ignoring the
yeah.
three extra seasons they did.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like in the first season, all
Mhm.
the tapes are like given out after she dies. So how would that even like? I guess if she survived, it would just make none of it happen. Well, I mean, some of it would happen, but like the tapes part wouldn't happen, which I think would
That's true.
make the
Maybe
show
the
better.
Well, so she gave the tapes before she did it.
Yeah, but
So maybe she gave the tapes, did it, and was in the hospital, and he still was like, "Oh,
oh,
I gotta give these to everyone."
okay.
And then
Oh,
she survives. So then she's like, it's like, oh, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. And then kind of working through everything, which is necessarily, it's probably better because again, it not glorify it as much.
right. I just say erase that show entirely
Agreed.
from existence.
I mean, I don't hate the first season. Like it had some solid moments when I watched it when I was in like middle school or whatever.
Right. I don't know.
But
I
again, glorifies it.
watched
And
it
then
all
the
in
three
one
extra
sitting.
seasons are complete shit. Like, why are
Have you
you
seen
making?
them?
I've seen clips of them.
Yeah, that's a pretty dour note. Next up, Parks and Rec.
Ah, nice.
Alternate ending, Andy becomes the mayor.
No, I like it being whichever, I forget what his real name is. Gary.
Okay.
Gary
What happened?
Gergich.
Does he become mayor?
Yeah, he becomes mayor.
Okay. Yeah, apparently, pretty early on in the show, the writers were like, we're gonna make Andy the mayor eventually. But that was kind
Okay.
of like in the back of their minds, like what they're building towards,
Hmm.
but they didn't end up doing it.
Yeah, that wouldn't
All
have really
right.
made sense.
We're on to our final one, The Fault in Our Stars.
Ah, my favorite. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah. So John Green, who wrote the book, had
Yeah.
two endings. One of which is or three endings, I guess, two alternate
Okay.
endings, where he tied one of the characters to railway tracks,
What the hell?
to explore the trolley problem.
Are you
Have you seen that movie?
no.
That's not
Wait,
what
how does it
happened.
actually end? Do you know how it ends?
Uh,
They just die, right?
Shailene Woodley dies.
Yeah, the one
I
with
think
the
it's a twist because you think
oh,
Ansel Elgort's gonna die, but then she dies, or it's the opposite. No, it is Ansel
okay.
Elgort. Ansel Elgort dies because he had his cancer cured, like he recovered from his cancer.
And
Shailene
he gets hit
Woodley has been experiencing it for a while, and then I think he dies at the end, and
he
she's
gets hit
like,
by a train
yeah,
because he got tied to the tracks by the author.
yeah. I don't know what I think. Maybe he was like, just again, this might not be real because this is so weird to me that it might just be fake, but it
In what
might
way
just
would it happen? Is it they both get tied to a track and it's like which one do you choose to get hit by
I
the
don't,
train?
I guess, or maybe
Because
it's
both of
like
them are going to die, but one of them's going to die sooner.
maybe it's Ansel Elgort gets tied to a train and then five strangers get tied to the other track. So it's like, do you kill the person you love or do you
And
kill
she's
five?
driving the train because she got
I
better and
guess.
then is now a conductor.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a second one. Again, what I was gonna say is maybe John Green never intended for that to be in the story. He just as an author, experimented with the trolley problem using the characters that he invented.
Yeah, that makes that's
This was in his
better.
second draft. So again, crazy. Second alternate ending is one where Hazel and Van Houten die in a shootout with a drug lord.
Are they? Who are they?
I wrote it down because I didn't know. Hazel is Shailene Woodley, so the main character,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and Van Houten is Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe's in this?
Apparently, I've seen this movie, but I have no memory of that. I thought Van Houten would be Ansel Elgort, like whatever his character's name was, but no, it's Willem Dafoe, and those two get shot by a drug lord. Wait a minute, it's a shootout, so they're shooting at a drug lord. The drug lord is shooting back.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What
John Green,
happens
you're
in this movie?
fascinating.
That or
Okay,
book? Isn't it
let
just
me tell you.
they're both dying and they're just living life to the best that they can?
Yeah, they have cancer, the two of
Yeah.
them. They fall in love. They go to Anne Frank's house. They make out in Anne Frank's house, and then everyone applauds. Inappropriate.
Oh
Then
my God, John Green, man. I like you a
Ansel
lot. Why'd you
Elgort
write this?
Ansel Elgort really likes cigarettes, but he doesn't smoke them. He just puts them in his mouth because he likes
Cigarettes,
the idea of
cocktails.
holding death between his lips. Like the idea of, I have the power
Wow.
over death in this one moment.
And
There's a
he's
scene.
choosing not to
Yeah,
die.
and there's a scene where they're on a plane and he's doing that because it's the first time he's ever been on a plane because they're flying to Anne Frank's house. Uh,
Yeah.
the first time he's ever been on a plane, he puts a cigarette in his mouth, and someone on the plane who works there comes up and is like, "Hey, there's no smoking." And then they're like, "Well, no, he doesn't light it. He just likes to put death between his lips." And then the lady's like, "You still can't have it. Like,
It's like,
take
wow,
it
that's
out."
gangster, dude. Why are you
And then
give
he's
me
really
one of
nervous
those?
because it calms him down. And then he takes it out of his mouth. And he's really nervous. He's probably like trembling. Then they get to Anne Frank's house. And then one of them
Okay.
dies. And the fault in our stars, the
Is the
titular
entire
fault.
book.
Yeah, the fault in the stars is, I think, people are gonna be no one's gonna be mad at me for this but also they might be because I barely remember this, but I have seen it.
Okay.
The fault is because we come from stars.
Hmm.
The fault is that we're not perfect. Like cells regenerate and sometimes they become cancerous and they're not killed off.
Hmm.
So we're essentially stardust, but there's a fault in there that we still
Uh,
might die from cancer.
fair
But yeah,
enough.
I think Ansel Elgort, I think they meet where Shailene Woodley just found out she has cancer or she's been dealing with it for a little bit. And Ansel
Hmm.
Elgort had cancer a while back, but doesn't anymore. And his cancer comes back and then he dies. And then she's laying out there in the grass at the end, looking up at the stars because he's up there smoking a
It's Star
cigarette.
Lord.
He's like, and
Even Star Lord.
Star Lord's grandpa walks by holding a picture of little boy Star Lord and then looks up at the stars
And then Shailene Woodley from Divergent pops up.
and then beats them up.
This entire thing was one of her fears, and then
This is all
she
inside
her
Teddy
head.
Westfall's head.
Yeah. No, do you want to know? I went to a drive-in movie theater last night. Fun fact.
Nice. What'd you see?
I saw we saw the Mean Girls
How was that?
musical. It was fine.
Yeah,
Like I watched Mean Girls for the first time a couple weeks ago, and it was
it's a
actually
good
really
movie.
good.
I
Yeah, it's
like that
very
movie.
entertaining. And this
Yeah,
one's like still entertaining. It's dumb, and some of the musical aspect of it didn't like. I like musicals, but it didn't appeal to me
right.
how they
People
went
are
about it.
so like people are being so mean right now to Ngauri Rice.
Is that how
Stop
you
that.
say her name?
Yeah, because I looked it up.
I've been saying
On her,
Angery.
I would say prior to that because I really like her. She's in The Nice Guys.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's in Spider-Man.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would have said Angry. I've never said it out loud. Angori, Angry, Angori. But no, it's
I've been
Ngauri
saying
Rice.
I've been saying Andrew.
She's Australian, fun
Yeah.
fact. But yeah, people are being super mean to her.
Yeah, her voice isn't that bad. I understand that they're like, oh, she's not like a musical singer, but like I don't care.
Which yeah, fair enough. But because I keep seeing, I think I'm gonna delete TikTok, man. Like it's
It's good.
killing me because I keep saying like I don't interact with enough things on TikTok. Like I don't like physically
Mhm.
press the like button, so my stuff is not necessarily curated properly towards me. It's just whatever is
Oh,
popular.
well then do that.
I know, right? But I'm just gonna delete it. But people are like, there's so many videos of the Ngauri Rice song "Stupid with Love" or "Stupid in Love," whatever it
Yeah.
is, where they're just like bored expression mouthing along to it.
Hmm.
But I'm like, I'm not a musical theater person. If you hate this song because it's not as energetic or emotionally vocal, I don't know, as
The Broadway
Renee,
one.
yeah, or like as
Yeah.
Renee Rapp's performances, that's fine. But I think it's a cute song. I like it. It's catchy. For the past like 2 weeks, I've been waking up with that stuck in my head, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, I didn't hate the song. Like I've
Yeah,
seen all the stuff you've been talking about, and I was expecting to kind of like go in being like, oh yeah, this sucks. But like it was fine.
yeah, I don't know.
But no, the reason I brought it up is we watched that and then we watched Anyone But You.
Oh, was it a double feature?
Yeah, it was a double feature.
Yeah, what'd you think of
And
that one?
it was funny. It was better in my opinion. But
Okay.
one component of it, and I'm assuming you're fine with me spoiling it.
No, don't.
Okay, fine.
Go ahead. What is it?
No, but it's so the guy, Glenn Powell,
Yeah.
he's afraid of flying, but he flies a lot.
Oh.
So one thing that he always does is he plays his Serenity song, which is unwritten by what's that? You've heard the song. It's
Yeah.
like
Who sings that though? Or who made that?
Natalia Imbruglia, something like that.
Imbruglia?
Imbruglia, yeah.
Natalia Imbruglia? Not Natalie
Feel
Imbruglia?
the
Whatever.
rain. Natasha Bedingfield. I was way off.
Oh. Well, good pull.
Yeah, but yeah, it's really funny because just anytime he's flying now and he doesn't have it, just people start singing it.
Oh.
Yeah, but when you mentioned that he hated flying and he got nervous because they took like cigarette out of his mouth, I was picturing him just like jamming out unwritten.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On TikTok, I
this
keep
one that goes,
seeing
"Feel the rain on your skin,
no
no
one
one
else
else
can
can
do it
do it for
for
you."
you.
That's a banger.
No one else can no
No
one
one,
else.
no one
Feel
else.
the rain on your skin. I've loved the idea of like it'd be like a very minor joke in like a sitcom or something, but like it's like a underground fighting thing like in Fight Club and
Yeah.
someone's like listening to music like pumping up before like a fight. I love
Mhm.
the idea of finding out that they're listening to something super weird. Like nothing you'd expect. I don't know what the song would be.
Like Man or Muppet.
Yeah. Like that's what they're listening to like get hyped for this like underground bare knuckle brawl.
But that's what I do. I don't listen to hype music before when I never used to do that before games. I would just be listening to my like the music I like. So it'd be like sad
Yeah.
songs and I'm sitting there like getting
You're
pumped.
like, yeah, I'm gonna dunk.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's our bed.
Yeah, come on, Winston.
Man, you're getting very white on the chinny chin chin.
Oh,
Such an old boy. All right, well,
yeah.
let's do an outro. Should I start making you do the outro?
I can barely do anything, man.
All right.
That
Well,
was
the
our
intro was me going, welcome. I'm gonna cut that part out. And then we just
and then
started.
talking about rains. Because I thought you were gonna do another intro afterwards.
No, I was gonna keep that in no matter what, because editing is boring. So
Do
less
you
editing.
when you say you're gonna cut stuff out, do you ever cut stuff out?
Yeah, unless it's
Good.
funny. Unless I think it's amusing that I say I'm gonna do it, but I don't.
That's fair. I've
Oh,
always
yeah.
wondered because, like, I want to. Obviously, I don't listen to us again. Like, I'll listen to the
Right.
beginning, but I don't listen through the entire thing because I was
Yeah.
there and lived it.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, I do
So
cut it
I'm
out.
always curious. Okay.
Well, everybody, this has been episode 12, probably, more or less. This has
At
been
least you
another
said the same
episode.
number.
Yeah, I know. This has been an episode of Random Reads in the Morning. Thank you for listening. We can be found on YouTube, TikTok for now until I delete it. Patreon, if you want to support us, you can do so through Patreon. Tumblr, I do a bunch of polls on there. Love it if you would partake. There's a give a tip button. Don't do that. I'm not, producing
There's
content worth paying for on Tumblr. But if you enjoy our stuff, like, comment, subscribe.
we have Spotify and Apple Music, I think, too.
Yeah, we're on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Yeah, I appreciate all the love and the hate because one cannot exist without the other.
That was deep.
Thank you. Everything exists.
Philosophy teacher over here.
Teacher, Velociraptor.
Philosophy preacher.
Have you seen that movie?
No, but I want to.
Okay, well, I'm never gonna watch it. So if you want to do a
I'll watch
video
it.
where
I'll
you
watch it.
watch it and tell me what happens, we can do that.
Cool.
Oh, look out in the next couple weeks or so for the Barbarella video, everybody. We have not
Yeah.
mentioned that prior, but it's taking fucking forever because there's so much to it. Next time we record a video like that, we got to keep it shorter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we
'Cause I was
obviously
like-
have the habit of going on a lot of tangents.
Well, we didn't even go on that many tangents in that one. It's just I
Oh.
had so much information.
Well, of
And there's
course,
a
it's
lot to
Barbarella. well.
react to, and we the video was like an hour 20, and the movie's like an hour and a half long. So like, I'm really struggling on that. But yeah, we'll upload the video. It'll just be one part, but there will be an extended version on iTunes in the podcast feed. So what are you doing?
How'd you do that?
Do what?
There was a little dots and then a thumbs up from you.
What?
Yeah, you did it again. Are you doing this? How'd you do
I'm
this?
not both. What? Are you doing it?
No, let me see if it happens again. It happened again.
I can see it, but
You can see the thumbs up.
yeah, is it because I'm doing a thumbs up? Sort of. I mean, I wasn't.
Thumbs up. Wait, it was just say thumbs up or something.
Thumbs up. What was I even talking about? Barbarella? Maybe that's the cue. Did you give me a thumbs up?
I don't think so. I had like my guys hovering over you, but I don't think I wasn't clicking anything.
What the fuck? Do we have a
Let me do
third person here? Two participants. Does that include me?
Yes,
Huh.
because there are reactions.
But
No,
yeah,
this is
that
my thumbs
popped
up.
up over here.
Yeah.
Was that what it looked like on?
No, yours had like the bubbles and then a
Yeah.
thumbs up in the yeah. What the?
I don't know how I did that.
Okay,
What the
sorry.
shit?
I didn't mean to ruin the flow of everything, but I
I
was
was
I
doing a
was so
really good
confused.
but really long outro. All right, this is the end. My only friend. The end. This is the end.
Goodbye.
Outro song.
This
Till
is.
the end. The end. Should we do an outro song?
We already have our theme song.
Yeah, that I never put in unless I sing it.
Yeah, I have my guitar in the back. I can come up with one.
Outro from my bro, a literal bro. Two brothers singing goodbye to each other
And
and
we
also the internet.
and then we have Meek and Winston just go spark.
Yeah.